These past 6 weeks, we have had company in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Like this is like the first day we've had no company at the cottage. And I loved all the company that was here. And but it's just nice to have nice and quiet. But here's the thing that was such a ha-ha moment for me. And I need to know if you guys have noticed this too. Gonna put it out there. Gonna be vulnerable. I get annoyed when I go to start a conversation and I'm in the middle of a story and a person says, "Oh, I know that. I've been that before," and and just cut me off and go on. And this, it just irked me on this person all the time. And then I sat back and I did that very important question on, hey, why, why does that annoy me? Like, why? Like, it gets under my skin really bad. And then I was in a conversation, and guess what I did?
Wah, wah, wah.
Mm-hmm. So it got me
One of
thinking.
these things looks like another. Hmm.
It got me thinking. And as I sat back thinking and a little journaling, what annoys me is probably some of my worst traits. What annoys me in others is probably some of my worst traits. What do you guys think?
I think everyone's perfect.
I'm so full of it, Mrs. J. I am calling BS on that one.
Do you feel that what you see in other people that just gets under your skin is probably something you yourself are doing or are um,
Or there's something
It,
bigger at play there,
there's
right?
something bigger at play?
Yeah, it's like when people say, like when you are, yeah, when you don't like something in somebody else, it's like there's a mirror being held up to you. It's
yeah,
like, okay, well, maybe you ought to look back at you
Hmm.
first to
yes.
decide what is the trait, what is the emotion, what's the neediness, what's the whatever, to look at inward because it's probably why you don't like it. It's because it's a part of you. And you're like, ooh, this makes me uncomfortable and I don't like that.
Yep.
I don't think like it's not a conscious thing of,
No,
oh, this is what I'm thinking, therefore this must be a part of me. But it is that reflection piece, I think, that when you sit back and you go, oh, this is really interesting. This is really interesting.
it comes from always feeling unseen and unheard as a
Mm,
childhood coming up. I know exactly where it came from. I know
mhm.
exactly through the work I've done. But this was like a slap in the face. Like, you're seen already. You're already heard. You don't need to interject. That person deserves the right to finish their story.
Mhm.
And
So
at the end of it,
when is it that you just don't like that trait in anyone? This person just lied to me. That's not a
oh,
reflection of me because I'm not going to lie to you. So when do you know that it's something that you should be kind of going, oh, maybe I should be looking at this on me when
uh,
or when it becomes something like I just don't like that in
but
a
why
person.
don't you like it? Why don't you like being lied to?
Well, why would you lie to me?
I think the thing is that it's
Look at you.
about what the purpose is behind
Mm-mm.
their action. Like, why is it
Yeah.
that they are lying? They're lying to be, to either give something that they're not, right? To pretend that they are something that they're not, to impress you, to whatever. It's not just the lie, just like
Hmm.
Michelle's situation of, the fact that the person jumps in and interjects. It's not really just that.
Mhm.
That's the trigger, but there's something underneath that that is
Okay.
that is deeper, and I think it's important to actually excavate the reason why the person might be doing that to see whether or not to see why that bothers you. And is that hitting a chord, close to home?
Okay, but if say I live by values and I go, I want you to be honest with me, I will be
Hmm.
honest with you. So I have these values in my life and I go, here's the five I live by. And then you cross the boundary with one of that you don't live up to that value. You lied to me. I don't want you to be lied to. I don't see an ulterior like beneath like an iceberg where there's all this going on. I just go, I don't want to be around people that lie to me. So how is that a reflection of me?
It's
If
not
those are
it,
my values through life, regardless of who you are.
right. And so perhaps that's not necessarily the best example of something. You just decide to take that at surface level, and that's as far as you're going with that, right? It's like you're lying, so this is a problem because I it's a high value that people don't
Right.
lie to me. End of story.
Okay.
Okay. But if there was a point of reflection of deciding why that person felt that they needed to do that in the first place, like what's that about? Right? Like people, like why does somebody do that in the first place? What's lacking? There's something lacking in them that they feel that they need to create a different story than what reality actually is.
Okay.
And what is that about? Is it insecurity? Is it lack of love? Is it lack of self-worth? Is it lack of feeling accepted? Is it lack of relationship? Like I don't know, right? Because it's like I don't know what that situation is. All I'm suggesting is that perhaps it's not just about, well, you lied, end of story.
But plain devil's advocate, now I'm going to go crazy because here's my value. You don't lie. And then now I'm going to be reflective and go, oh, am I insecure because you lied? Like, so you don't
No, I
have
don't
No,
think.
no. I
no,
don't
but
think
you know
that's
what I'm
it at all.
saying, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you get to make a choice whenever any of this happens, I think you get to make a choice as to how you want to react or not react to that scenario. So if, lying is just a pure value situation, you're not tolerating it, end of story, then that's
Hmm.
fair play.
Yeah.
Fair
Right.
play.
But I also want to know that when someone does something that I perhaps do is reflective, and I'm just trying to find the line between something that is possibly reflection on me and that I should take a look at, like, maybe saying, what Michelle's example was, and when it's like, you don't have to ever take anybody else's crap on as yours.
Right. And I think it becomes clearer when it becomes very triggering. Like if it's a triggering thing, like for Michelle, like this really irks me.
Really got under my skin, and
It
this is
got under
really
my skin. It's like this is really bugging me. To then go, wow, this is really interesting. Why does this bug me so much? That's a different, I think, kind of reflection than this person lied to me. What does that mean about me? It's like this person lied to me. I can choose to want to
Hmm.
go, why did they? Like, why did they do that? Like,
yeah,
why do they foot like, and especially if they're compulsive liars, right? Like if they're constantly fabricating stuff, it's like, that's really interesting. Why do they feel the need to do that? And do
right,
I even care? Like, I mean,
Right, right,
you get to choose, just like Michelle decided, I want to figure this out. Why
right,
this bothers
right.
me so much. If it doesn't bother you and it's just a straight
yeah.
this is it, then that's great.
But
You get to choose.
I also found myself doing the exact same thing to somebody else.
Hmm.
So if someone lies to you, it's not like you're turning around and saying, I'm not going to accept them that they lie. and then turn around and lie to somebody else.
Right.
You're not doing that.
Right.
Mhm.
I had the mirror
Right.
look at me when I turned and did that to an exact same
Right.
another person. It wasn't even the same person. It was someone else. And I'm like, shit, what the heck? That's what I think means. I understand exactly what you're saying, Tracy G. Your
Mhm.
value is honesty. So being lied to, that's like a
Goes against
boundary.
that.
You crossed a boundary. Like, no, it's not like, hey, I only want honesty. Oh, by the way, I'm really 21 years old. It's not like you turn around and tell a lie, a fib. But you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
I had the awakening, the clarity when I had an action of doing the exact same thing that the person was doing to me that like irked me. And that's where I had to take a step back and go, okay, why is that?
So what did you find out?
That growing up, I grew up in a very loud household, and you had to talk over to be heard, seen, or whatever. So it took me the longest time to know and feel internally that I am seen and I am heard. My voice doesn't always have to be louder or interjected at all times. So if somebody wants to tell a story, that's fine. And if they would like to know if I had that same experience or they're asking for advice, then I would share my story. If not, there's not a reason for me to tell it. And that was hard for me.
Just wait, just wait. So I'm telling a story about my pond, and then you go, "Oh, you should have seen this gorgeous pond." Blah 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 blah. So you now will not say you should have seen this gorgeous pond. You would just go, "Oh yeah, Tracy, love your story about the pond."
Right.
Ooh,
That's very hard.
how's that going?
Um, it's a growing experiment for me, but I am finding that I am more listening and responsive to their story instead of having to try to interject all the time. Here's my story, and here's what I know, and this is what I know, and this is just, you got busy. Now I listen. Imagine that.
Or it's like the person who's always trying to one up you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And that's
I
where,
went to, yeah, I went, I had this fabulous time at whatever. Oh, you know, literally, you should have seen what I did, right?
mhm,
Like it doesn't matter what it is, they have an experience that's bigger or better than you, right? It's like, what's that about?
yeah.
Like they so need to be validated. They are insecure.
But
And
then
it
here I am
bothers
doing, yeah.
me. Yeah, it bothers me when people do that because I am also very insecure. Not that I necessarily do that, but it shows me traits about myself that I need to work
Hmm.
on.
Right.
Okay, so
It
So,
was,
mine would be that someone always like they know everything.
mhm,
You know what I mean? That like you're talking, "Oh, I'm going to Vancouver, Canada." "Oh, you should this is what Vancouver, Canada is all about." It's like, "Dude, I live there. Like I know what Vancouver, Canada." But so that's the one that
yeah.
bugs me. So what does that say about
Yep.
me? That I think I know everything?
no, I don't think so.
No.
I think it
Uh-uh.
possibly is time for reflection of why does that bother me?
Yeah.
Homework again? Hmm. Yeah, because that's I see now what you're saying. Because that
Yeah.
one bothers me. The one you said bothers me, and the one you said bothers me. So I guess
Yeah.
I got them all.
But that's what I'm like. I think we don't stop to think, why does that bother me?
Mhm.
And for you, Tracy G, someone lying to me, that's a boundary. That's a boundary. I'm a valuable person. You
Yeah.
got to tell me the truth. I'm not judgmental. You just give it to me straight. Like that's that's fine. That's your value. No qualms with it. But when I saw myself doing the exact same thing,
Mhm.
And so it's not that I think, Tracy, if I was to say, hey, I'm coming out to the west part of Canada, and you say, wow, bah, bah, bah. I don't think that, but there could be, like Tracy E said, a reflection. It might not be that exact scenario,
Yeah.
but there's going to be something in there that be like, hmm. And for me, mine was arguments in my family's house. You always had to be loud and yell and scream and this and that. And then I go into a profession that's male driven. So I always have to interject my point when needed. And like, so it was seen, heard, validated. Well, I am seen, I am heard, and I am validated. I don't need to interject any longer.
So just to be clear, which I think is fabulous, Michelle, just to be clear that I understand completely, you see something that someone else does and you reflect on it, or you catch yourself doing the same thing, or neither.
For me, it's, I catch myself. First, I ask myself, self,
Oh, you don't call yourself by your first name?
no, I call myself self. Why does that bother you? Have you ever done that?
Okay.
So for you, the lying would be like, no, that's a value. That's honesty. No.
Yeah, no, but I'm going to go back to the one about the
Yeah.
someone, the know-it-all, right? So
To know it all. Right.
I go, okay, that bothers me. That
Right.
bothers me. And then I look and go, do I ever do that?
You could say, do I ever do that? Or has that ever been done to me in the past in a situation that could have made you feel inferior, insecure, self-doubt? Like there's something in there that you would pull away that made you feel insignificant or unworthy or bad. Like not a good feeling, because if it made you feel good, it wouldn't bother you now.
So
But
if you're coming to me because you know it all, then probably if I dig deep, I'm going, you think I don't know anything.
Possibly.
that could be it.
Possibly. That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Why does
Yes.
this bother me so much? And it's not just like um it has to be like it has to truly be, I think, triggering.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like there has to be an emotional, physical response in your body when that
Yeah.
happens to make you want to go, ooh.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and most of the time, most people just, go, oh God, I can't stand that guy. Like he just bugs me so much when he
Yeah.
does that. Right.
Yeah,
And that, I mean,
that's what I do.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we don't just go, okay, that's really interesting.
No.
Why does that irritate me so much? What's that about?
Right. Right. And it could be nothing. You can have this conversation in 2 seconds flat and walk away from it.
Hmm.
Or just like you said, Tracy G, do they think I don't know anything?
Hmm.
Well, the way you said that, I'm like, hmm. And it could be nothing. It could have been a passing person in high school someday in the past said something, and it's still somehow deep in within your psyche. It could be nothing, and it could be something. It could be that guy's a know-it-all, because you know what? I remember living next door to this guy that always had something to say or made that comment that I didn't know what I was doing. Well, I showed him. It could be anything. It could be the slightest thing that sets a trigger off.
Hmm. And I mean, that's the other thing too, is that it's having to recognize that it does set you off.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Mhm.
it would just be like, oh, whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
the guy's doing
Right.
it again,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just kind
Yeah.
of
yeah.
like, it's not worth the
No,
thought process. It's not worth, there's
Okay.
nothing
Yeah.
happening. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
yes,
good point because it triggered
you,
Michelle, and
yes.
yeah, to a
Hmm.
point that she okay. Okay.
I mean, it would trigger to me in the past to a point where I get up and walk out of a room.
Okay.
Okay. I would, if that person interjected, I would, in my conversation, get up and walk out of the room. So that made me
Interesting.
think, there's a reason for this. And then I catch myself doing it. I catch myself doing it here sometimes, and I have to pull myself back. I'll be honest.
And yours was what, Tracy? Yours was
The person who's always one-upping any experience, whether it's good or bad. You
right.
know, you're
Mhm.
telling somebody about some terrible thing that happened to you, and they're like, "Oh my God, you know what? You should have seen what happened to me. Like
And so
you
what
had
do
a
you,
flat tire, I got four flat tires." You
and so
know?
that actually triggers you?
Oh yeah, I just feel so discounted, so like so small.
Wow.
Mhm.
And I just like, you know what? Like I might as well just I
Yep.
mean, what my experience are mean nothing. They're useless,
Uh,
you
Yep.
know? So it's like it just goes all back to the self-worth
I
of,
was gonna say
you know,
it.
and
Yeah.
it's so interesting because I recognize that and I'm able to at this point go, I can let this go. This isn't, you
Yeah.
know, like I'm not going to get brought down. But I mean, I could be literally in tears after that person left to
Yep.
go, why am I so invalidated?
Yep.
Validated, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I don't, my stories mean nothing,
Yep.
you know? And it just was like so triggering.
Yes.
And even worse when they're family members. You're like, oh my God, stop it.
I'd be curious
So,
of having this conversation with some men our age because I wonder if what their triggers are because this all sounds the same self-worth,
mhm.
validation, and that again goes back to that whole when we were brought up time and women and all that stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I bet they don't
They
suffer
don't
from
have,
this stuff at
no.
all.
I will say something to mine, and he'll be like, I could care less. Let him. That's his, he rolls it off his back. He could care less.
I mean, you know,
So,
yeah, like I mean, I can literally recall conversations where I would sit down with hubby and say, "Oh my God, this irritates me so much. This is what they did." And he's like, "Why do you let that bother you?"
yeah.
You know, and I'm like, "What?" You know? It's like, why do
Yep.
you let that bug you so much? It's like
Yep. That's mine too.
there's no words I can say to express it because at that point the emotion's gone to
I
here.
better leave the room.
Yeah.
It's like, get out. Get out while you still can.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what about you, viewer? Have you ever like had to take a mirror? Does this like resonate to you? What are your thoughts? Put them in the comments. Share this with somebody that you think would benefit from this. And make sure you hit subscribe, the like button, and notifications so you know when our next episode comes out. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.